CBSE Class 10 English, First Flight, Chapter 6, The 100 Dresses, Part 2 by L. Sor Esther. Chapter Summary and Solutions. Introduction. In continuation of the previous lesson, this chapter reveals why Wanda Petronsky had not been coming to school. The Petronsky family had decided to move to a big city because out there no one would care about their strange name. The chapter opens with Miss Mason reading out the note from Wanda's father. The note reveals that Wanda had been feeling uneasy due to the teasing and mockery of children. The note makes everyone realize their fault, including Maddie and Peggy. Maddie gets particularly disturbed and resolves never to be a passive bystander in teasing episodes ever again. Both the girls make an effort to contact Wanda and they write a letter to her. After much waiting, almost when the girls are starting to forget the Wanda episode, they hear from Wanda. They feel relieved on learning that Wanda has forgiven them and has dedicated to them one dress each out of the 100 drawings. Theme. The story deals with problems related to immigration. The strange environment presents unknown challenges and different people cope up with these challenges in their own ways. The story is also about the realization of people from the mainstream society that different people are also emotional human beings with great potential. Characters: Wanda Petronsky, a poor Polish immigrant; Peggy, a rich, popular girl in the school; Maddie, Peggy's friend; and Miss Mason, the class teacher. Chapter Summary and Progression. Just as the students are looking at the dresses, Miss Mason receives a note from Wanda's father. Miss Mason reads out the note to the students. It hints at Wanda's discomfort of being teased for a funny name. The note also talks about the Petronsky family's decision to settle in a big city so that their children were not ridiculed by others for their funny names. The whole class gets shocked and tensed. They all feel bad about Wanda. Maddie simply cannot concentrate on her studies. She feels that she is a coward and never stopped Peggy from making fun of Wanda. She wanted to meet Wanda. She made up her mind to go to her house and tell her that she had won the first prize. When the school gets over that day, Peggy and Maddie go to Boggins Heights. Both the girls find her house, but Wanda's family has already left the place. Peggy tries to defend her behavior, but Maddie is not satisfied. On Saturday, both Peggy and Maddie write a letter to Wanda telling her she had won the contest. Days pass, but there is no answer from Wanda. Finally, during Christmas time, Miss Mason receives a letter from Wanda. Wanda has written in the letter that the girls could keep those 100 dresses because in her new house she had 100 new ones. She makes a special mention of Peggy and Maddie and gives special drawings to them. Maddie finds that the face drawn in her drawing looked like her. She goes over to Peggy's house and they find that Peggy's drawing too has Peggy's face. Peggy consoles herself by saying that Wanda really liked them. Maddie agrees and blinks away the tears that come every time she thinks of Wanda Petronsky. Synopsis. The lesson begins with Miss Mason receiving a letter from Wanda's father informing the school about their moving to a big city where nobody would tease the Petronsky children for their funny names. As Miss Mason reads out the note to the class, all the children realize their mistake and feel guilty. Maddie is the worst affected as she had always found it wrong to tease Wanda. Yet she had never had the courage to speak up for her. As she hears about the Petronskys moving away, she wants to meet Wanda in person to clarify that she never meant to hurt her feelings. After the school gets over that day, both Maddie and Peggy go to Boggins Heights to meet Wanda, but they come to know that the Petronskys have already left. So they write a friendly letter to Wanda telling her that she had won the contest. The letter remains unanswered. Christmas arrives. Then Miss Mason receives a letter from Wanda. In the letter, Wanda requests the teacher to distribute her 100 dresses among the girls of the class, as she had 100 new dresses in her new house. She makes a special mention of Peggy and Maddie, who should be given the green and blue dresses respectively. After reaching home, Maddie and Peggy realize that their dresses had their faces drawn with them, which meant that Wanda had made those dresses especially for them. Peggy consoles herself saying that Wanda really liked them. Maddie agrees but feels ashamed of her behavior at the same time. Let us now have a look at the question answers. Question number 1. What did Mr. Petronsky's letter say? Mr. Petronsky was not happy with the treatment his children were getting in the school. So, he had decided to shift to a bigger city where they could easily mingle with the cosmopolitan population. His letter communicated the same in a very polite manner, giving just the necessary hint to make the teacher aware of what was happening in the class. Question number 2. Is Miss Mason angry with the class, or is she unhappy and upset? The answer. More than being angry, Miss Mason is upset and unhappy. The fact that her students had treated someone badly because they came from a different place and had an unusual name made her very upset. Knowing that they are children, she reprimands them in a very polite manner. She hopes that kids will learn a lesson from Wanda's episode and mend their ways. Question number 3. How does Maddie feel after listening to the note from Wanda's father? The answer. Maddie simply cracks up after listening to the note. She feels like a coward for not having stood up for Wanda. She reproaches herself for her silence and resolves never to let this happen to anyone. Question number 4. What does Maddie want to do? The answer. Maddie wants to meet Wanda to make amends with her and to justify her stand. She wants to say sorry and to convey that she didn't mean to hurt Wanda. Question number 5. What excuses does Peggy think up for her behavior? Why? The answer. Peggy feels uncomfortable after Wanda departs. In order to free herself from the guilt, Peggy says that she is thankful that she never made fun of Wanda's name or ethnicity. She only asked her about her dresses. She even goes on to exaggerate that the questions about the dresses must have led Wanda to get the idea for designing those 100 dresses. She makes such excuses because she is used to being right. Being a popular girl, she cannot afford to accept her mistake. She might even have thought that Wanda was trying to overshadow her by speaking falsely about the 100 dresses that she never really had. Question number 6. What are Maddie's thoughts as they go to Boggins Heights? Answer. Maddie is feeling bad about Wanda. She is feeling very sad for not even getting a chance to say sorry to her. She wants to make amends and wants to tell her about her achievement in the school. Question number 7. Why does Wanda's house remind Maddie of Wanda's blue dress? The answer. Wanda's blue dress was old, faded, crumpled, but it used to be neat and clean. Similarly, her house was small and makeshift, but clean. The sparkle was missing from the dress as well as from the house. Question number 8. What does Maddie think hard about? What important decision does she come to? The answer. Wanda's sudden departure leaves Maddie in a kind of shock. She reproaches herself for having let injustice happen to Wanda. She thinks hard about how to make amends with Wanda. She makes an important decision that she would never be a coward again and stand up for the right thing, even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship. Question number 9. What did the girls write to Wanda? The answer? The girls decided to write an apology letter to Wanda, but somehow they ended up writing a friendly note. In the letter, they told her that she had won the contest, asked her how she was liking the new place, and also said that they missed her a lot. Question number 10. Did they get a reply? Who was more anxious for a reply, Peggy or Maddie? How do you know? The answer. Yes, they did get a reply, but after a long waiting. Maddie was more anxious for a reply as she deeply regretted the fact of not getting a chance to say sorry to Wanda. Weeks after sending the letter, Peggy almost forgot about the whole business, while Maddie kept making speeches in her head, trying to defend that solitary girl from the teasing and taunting. She desperately wanted to make everything right with Wanda. Question number 11. How did the girls know that Wanda liked them even though they had teased her? The answer? During Christmas time, Miss Mason received a note from Wanda saying how much she missed everyone. She asked the teacher to gift her drawings of the blue dress to Maddie and the one with the green dress to Peggy. Upon minute observation, Maddie came to know that Wanda had even drawn their faces in those drawings. This implied that Wanda liked them even after they teased her. Why do you think Wanda's family moved to a different city? Do you think life there was going to be different for her family? The answer. Wanda's family had had enough of differential treatment from the people of that city. Hence, they decided to move to a different and bigger city. The statement, "plenty of funny names in the big city," hints towards the cosmopolitan culture of big cities, and people out there are used to different ethnicities. Wanda's family might even find a Polish community in the big city where they could get comfortable. So life was definitely going to be different for them in the big city. Question number 13. Maddie thought her silence was as bad as Peggy's teasing. Was she right? Answer. It is often said that turning a blind eye to a crime is worse than committing a crime. By being a mute spectator of Peggy's taunting, Maddie had indirectly encouraged her. Hence, she was right in thinking that her silence was as bad as Peggy's teasing. Peggy teased her and found nothing wrong in it. Maddie found the whole thing wrong, yet did not oppose it. So her silence was actually worse than Peggy's teasing. Question number 14. Peggy says, I never thought she had the sense to know we were making fun of her anyway. I thought she was too dumb. And gee, look how she can draw. What led Peggy to believe that Wanda was dumb? Did she change her opinion later? Answer. Wanda's unusual behavior of remaining silent and stoically talking about the 100 dresses led Peggy to believe that Wanda was dumb. Wanda never reacted to all the pranks. Her expressionless face and indifferent attitude might have led Peggy to think that Wanda did not understand anything. After the drawing contest, Peggy definitely changed her opinion as she realized that Wanda was a sensitive and talented girl who perhaps knew much more about life than Peggy or any of her friends. Question number 15. Why do you think Wanda gave Maddie and Peggy the drawings of the dresses? Why are they surprised? The answer. It can be assumed that Wanda actually liked Maddie and Peggy. Although she didn't like the way they taunted her, yet she might have been drawn to their popularity and the kind ways in which they behaved with the other children. So she gifted the dresses to them. The girls are surprised because they never had expected Wanda to be so forgiving and affectionate. The last question, question number 16. Do you think Wanda really thought the girls were teasing her? Why? Why not? Answer. Wanda definitely knew what the children were up to. She didn't like the taunting and teasing, so she developed around herself an air of indifference. We can say this because in the note written to Miss Mason, her father hints that the students made fun of her name. Keep tuned in for more videos on more chapters from Class 10 English. And do not forget to like and subscribe.